The next speaker, Karen Davis, United Poultry Concerns.
Hello everybody, it's wonderful to be here on this March day. It's kind of cold, but it's really nice. This is the 5th year I have been here speaking and marching at the Veggie Pride Parade, and it is such an honor to be here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about United Poultry Concerns, including that our table is right over there, and I urge you, is that too much? I urge you please to stop by our table and pick up all of our free literature. United Poultry Concerns is a non-profit organization that promotes compassion and respect for chickens, turkeys, ducks, and other domesticated fowl. We have a sanctuary for chickens, turkeys, and ducks on the eastern shore of Virginia. We started in 1990 to be a voice for the billions of chickens and turkeys who are being slaughtered for food in this country and worldwide every single year, and for all of the hens who are sitting in cages, rotting in cages to produce eggs for human consumption. So I'd like to show you this image of these hens and how they look after they have lived in a cage for a year producing eggs for people, and how bad they look. And when I walk today in the Veggie Pride Parade, I walk for them and for their liberation from the horrible conditions in which they're forced to live. Down where I am located, and our organization, United Poultry Concerns, is located on the eastern shore, a rural area. At any given time, there are at least 500 million chickens living in dark, filthy, polluted houses who are going to go to slaughter at the age of 6 weeks old. Many people don't realize that the chickens they think of as chicken, who they're eating, are baby birds of 6 weeks old. They're just chicks, but they have been forced to grow at a very, very rapid rate of growth to the size that comparatively a baby chick would barely weigh a pound and be about that big. These birds are like about that big. And you see them going up and down the road day after day down where we are located. And sometimes they fall off the trucks onto the road, and we rescue them. And we try to give them a home as long as they can live, having lived through the terrible conditions that we are imposing upon them for a food product that we do not need. What we want to do is to help people to understand that chickens and turkeys are very sensitive birds. They're very intelligent birds. They come from the tropical forests of the Southeast Asian jungles. They derive from jungle fowl, and even though we have done some terrible things to their bodies to turn them into egg layers and meat producers, essentially these are wild birds inside whose natural home is a forest. And we like to let people know the fact that these birds have feelings, they have emotions. Roosters and hens are among the very best parents of their young, and we know that at Easter we still hear that the mother hen is considered a paragon of motherhood. She's even mentioned in the Bible as the epitome of a loving mother and the exemplar of loving care for her chicks that all of us should want to emulate. It is very hard when these birds have been so far removed from the natural world and from our experience with them to reconnect and to understand they are members of Earth's community no less than any other animals. It's just that they have been imprisoned in dark, filthy dungeons. When people think that chicken is a health food, let me tell you, chicken is not a health food. Chickens are not healthy birds when they end up in the slaughterhouses and when they end up on the meat counter and when they end up in restaurants. For one thing, these birds, because of the filth they're forced to live in, they are loaded with salmonella bacteria. Many people get sick, they get diarrhea, they get stomach cramps, and they think it's just natural to experience these illnesses. But did you know that poultry, chicken, and turkey are considered the major source of foodborne illness in human beings? And another thing to be aware of is the fact that when you get a bout of poultry-generated foodborne illness like Campylobacter or Salmonella or any of the other many bacterial and parasitical infections from these birds, the bacteria don't always leave your body. They often migrate to your joints. And then maybe a few years later, you end up with arthritis. And the reason you have arthritis is not because you're getting old, but because you got sick from eating poultry products, and those bacteria just stayed in your body to later affect you in a most horrific way. So there is every reason to care about chickens and turkeys and other so-called domestic fowl or poultry. It is important to understand that misery is not a health food, and that a heart beats in these birds the same as in us, and that we want a world where all birds and all animals will be walking to freedom after a life in cages. We want a world where we enjoy our days in the sun, walking around, experiencing the fresh air, making choices in our lives, but where they have that opportunity to exercise their nature and their personalities and their desires, and where really this world, which we share with other animals, is a world that we will allow them to share with us in joy and happiness instead of in misery and incarceration. So I urge you, please, today to be thinking about when you go into a restaurant, don't choose chicken and turkey, don't choose animals, go vegan. Choose compassionate food. Choose tasty food. It isn't just factory farming that's the problem, it's animal farming that's the problem. So what we urge is choose animal-free food. That's freedom for animals and freedom for all of us. Animal-free food. When people ask you, when you choose animal-free food, why do you eat any shrimp anymore or any chicken or whatever, just say, I don't mix dead animals with my food. I do not mix dead animals with my food. So choose vegan, choose a compassionate lifestyle and diet. Please stop by United Poultry Concerns table. All of our literature is free. And bring others with you. Take that step. Don't say, oh, well, I can only take a little step at a time. That's better than nothing. But what's best of all is to let there be peace and let it begin with me and let it begin now, today. Why wait? What's there to wait for? All of these animals are waiting for the decisions that we make to make their lives better. And it'll make our life better, spiritually as well as our health. It'll be better for the environment. It'll be better for everybody. So thank you for being here today. Stick up for chickens, be kind to turkeys, and treat yourself with love and respect. Thank you. Oh, I forgot to say something. I have to say something. Hello? Hello. We have a campaign. United Poultry Concerns has a campaign called End Chickens as Kaporis. How many people have heard of this campaign or have heard of Kaporis, the ritual? It takes place every fall. It takes place in Brooklyn and in other areas of New York and other cities. Los Angeles, and of course in Jerusalem and elsewhere, where practitioners have stacks and stacks of crates of chickens and they swing them over their heads and then they slaughter them on the city streets. If you would like to learn more about our campaign to end chicken kippuris, to end this sacrificial ritual, please stop right over here and pick up our brochure. And we also have a really nice button for you too. So thank you so much. Do what you can to help. Thank you.